Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be doing another Ill-Gotten Gains DLC update Q&A where I answer all of your questions regarding the upcoming Ill-Gotten Gains update to Grand Theft Auto Online. And when you might be watching this video, it might only be a few short hours away, so that is ultra cool. The hype for this DLC is real, and I am extremely excited about all the content that Rockstar's added and is going to be adding to Grand Theft Auto Online. So if you want to get involved in the next one of these, I do about 1 or 2 a week. You can follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. I always announce on there when I'm doing videos like this. So follow me on there and you can get featured in one of the next videos, which is awesome. So let's get it started. So as I always do with the first question, I'm going to extend it to you guys, meaning I want you to reply in the comments section right now to this question who comes from Nick, and he says, do you think this will be the best DLC we've gotten, or do you prefer another DLC that we previously had? And this is a tough question to answer because obviously when I'm making this video, the Ill-Gotten Gains DLC is not out. Now, does this look like one of the most promising DLCs we've seen so far? Yes, absolutely. It's got a lot of things I like, including lots of new clothing, great looking vehicles, including one supercar. So there's obviously a lot of positives in this DLC, but we cannot be sure until we actually get our hands on it. You know, I don't want to premature jump the gun and say, yes, best DLC ever, and then it not live up to expectations. However, it definitely looks promising. I had the exact same feeling about the business update and the high life update and even the I'm not a hipster update, and I've got the same feeling about the Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1 DLC. So do you think it's going to be the best? I personally think it's going to be really good. I just think the hype for something new in Grand Theft Auto Online is so real right now, so a lot of people are antsy and super excited like myself about this DLC. Yes, I think it's going to be awesome, but it's very hard to tell if it's going to be the best DLC. So I also got a lot of questions about the second part, and that's awesome. It seems like you guys are excited for part 1 and part 2. And our next question comes from Franco, and he says, if mansions do come in part 1 or part 2 of the DLC, how much do you think they're going to cost? And that's an interesting observation because the apartments that we are able to own in Grand Theft Auto Online right now are fairly expensive. The high-end ones can be $400,000, you know, the mid-range ones can be $200,000. You know, their prices are more expensive than some of the supercars and sports cars you can actually obtain in the game. So they're pretty pricey, and if I were to imagine a mansion, knowing Rockstar's pricing, I could easily see them being, you know, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, maybe even $4 or $5 million. You know, if they're going to be a premium, I could see them being fairly expensive, especially if they're going to have things that mansions typically have, which is a big house, a big backyard, pool, great view, everything you're looking for in terms of garage space. So yes, I can see it being expensive, but mansions would just be awesome in general if they were to come to the game. So our next question comes from Mr. Info, and his question's kind of weirdly worded, so I'll try to say it as best I can. He's basically saying, what do you think the Osiris is going to cost? And he says that it's going to be $625,000, and I did an entire video dedicated to the cost of all these vehicles, and if you want to see that, I'll include a link in the description as well. You can check it out. It was a pretty good video, I think, in my opinion, and I basically tried to explain what I think the prices were going to be for all these vehicles, and I used previous GTA 5 vehicles as examples and also Rockstar's history of pricing vehicles. And yeah, $625,000 seems about accurate for the Osiris. You know, it fits in with the Zentorno, the Adder, and the Turismo in terms of pricing. And if the performance is really good, then absolutely, I have no problem paying $625K for an absolutely epic sports car like that. And speaking of good performance, our next question from Hub001, he says, do you think that the DLC cars will have good performance, or will they be more like showcase cars with awful driving? Now, I sure hope that the Pegassi Osiris has unbelievable performance. That's one thing I'm really looking forward to, is a supercar that can compete in races with the Adder, the Zentorno, and the Turismo. You know, I'm not so much as concerned with the Windsor and even some of the other cars that are coming with this update in terms of performance. I'm just going to like them for what they are because they look awesome, but I really do hope that the Osiris can perform and can be a speed demon on the track so I can use it in races. That would be really big for me. Alex Milo says, do you think that part 2 will be bigger than part 1? I think so, but I'm actually not too sure. Again, Rockstar said that part 2 was going to be a big shipment. That's kind of like the air quotes I'm using. So I think that there's going to be lots of cool things coming in part 2. Maybe not necessarily vehicles and clothing and a new weapon like that was in part 1, but obviously what everyone's speculating, things like mansions and casinos, which would be huge. I think that would blow everyone away if that were to come out in part 2. So I think that's pretty exciting, and I think that part 2 has the potential to be awesome and pretty epic as well. And our last question comes from Rice Car Driver Jamie, and he says, do you think that the wraps for the Windsor could be introduced as weapon camos too? And yes, I think that would be awesome to see the skins that come for the Windsor to be available for weapons as well, but I'm not really sure. That's a question I can't answer, and we're only going to have to find out in just a few short hours. Like I said, depending on when you're watching this video, the hype is so real for this DLC, and I am ultra excited. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching this DLC Update Edition Q&A. If you guys did enjoy the video, a like rating would be awesome. Remember to check out my Twitter in the description if you want to get involved, and of course subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Grand Theft Auto 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.